Hello everyone. Today I'm about to do a Veve to Ezili Dantor. She is a Loa in the Vodou tradition, and some describe her as a Petwo or one of the more evil spirits, but I don't think she is. Some describe her as more of a Djab, which is a spirit brought to bring both good and evil. That might be closer to home. The Petwo, I wouldn't necessarily say evil all the time, but very hot-headed and very passionate, which can bring with it some side effects, obviously. But I'll go ahead and show you the implements I have and relay a few notes that I took down. And a lot of the notes that I have are from the book by Kinaz Filan, and basically it's the Haitian Vodou Handbook. And he's put together a very good book describing Loa throughout the Vodou tradition. I highly recommend that you check it out. And I got some details from other sources, but if you can research online and you can read that book by Kines Falan, the Haitian Vodou Handbook, and you can get a better idea of what these spirits are and how they can help you. And I never really use spirits or try to use gods for try to appeal to gods for trying to harm anybody else. I just try to help myself and other people. I don't really try to send the Loa after people. That's why I usually don't work with the Petwo. That's an option if you want to go that route. Now I'll go ahead and list the materials I have here. Right here I have Ezili Dantor's colors, blue and red, bandanas basically. Kinaz Falan's book. I'm not going to open this till the actual Veve ceremony. And this is just a ceremony that I'm going to ask her some, basic thing and basically introduce myself to Dantor, Ezili Dantor. And Florida water, I'm offering her a knife because she is always shown with knives. And knives are kind of one of her items, usually. Red cloth to place some of these items on, and she likes unfiltered cigarettes. I'm going to use Newports. One good thing, and then this is Ezili Dantor's V that I'm going to make the Veve off of, but that's just a rough draft, basically. And you can get that online. But basically, I'm just going to ask for something basic, and but the real purpose of the ceremony is to kind of introduce myself. And I'm interested to try and work with this spirit, this Loa, because I've always been more drawn to the fierce mother deities or spirits, Loa, because that's part of my nature. But not that I'm a fierce mother. I'm just kind of in the camp of fierce mothers trying to protect their children. I'm kind of into the camp of trying to fiercely protect the innocent in this world, and that's what I work towards. That's what I try to make myself into, somebody that can do that, and that's what I try to get close to in the spiritual realms. But I'll go ahead and read some of the notes that I wrote down about Ezili Dantor, and these are rough notes, but I'll just give you a basic idea about what kind of Loa Ezili Dantor is. Her sister is Freda, her Loa sister, of course. She has many names. She's sometimes called Ezili Mapien, Ezili Red Eye, Ezili Gearoj, Ezili Dos Bas. Some call her Djab, some call her Petwo, like I said. But I don't think she's either Petwo or necessarily Rada of Guinan. Rada are the kind of the more cool-headed and you could say virtuous Loa. She's a loving mother who gives her children the strength to face any obstacle. That's something I'm attracted to. I'll show you my notes basically. All right, go to the next page. I got a lot of notes, but I'll go through them pretty quick. A lot of people say her first appearance was at Boa Cayman, a ceremony feeding her children a black pig's blood. And the Boa Cayman, that has more to do than just with one Loa. That was the mythical beginning of Vodou, where natives and black slaves and mixed race people met in Haiti, a place, and basically laid out the religion of Vodou, but also made a pledge and a plan to overthrow their French oppressors, their French slavers that held them in bondage and looked down on them, no matter who they were, as long as if they weren't white, then they basically were oppressed. Even some white people were oppressed because they didn't have money. But that's what the Bawa Cayman is usually described as. Her face is usually scarred, Ezili Dantor, and she usually holds a dagger. Now, a lot of pictures of her will have like a saintly garb, which makes sense. She's a prominent Loa, and she'll have scars on her face, and she'll have a dagger, and a lot of times she'll have a baby in her hand protecting the child, and she's often called the Black Madonna. Let's see, called the Black Madonna. Her colors are red and blue, as I've shown you, and you put basically a red cloth over her altar. Her response to harsh reality is usually to become very angry and start grinding her teeth. And apparently, according to Falan, she says ke, which is K-E, 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 over and over again. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure it means something to her. She loves sharp blades, and her Veve has one piercing a heart. This is very symbolic. You can interpret that as you like. There's a song of hers, a very popular song that says "Pretem keto, pretem puenyap," and I'm not very good at French, but basically that means "lend me a knife, lend me a dagger," asking her to obviously help oneself in defense, and maybe even more symbolic defense of one's character. Likes Florida water, unfiltered cigarettes, like I said. And finally, basically, you can get the most, well, not the most, but quite a bit of info from Kinaz Falan in his The Haitian Vodou Handbook. She's a defender of women, especially those who are harmed by men. She protects devotees from danger and helps devotees overcome obstacles, just like she helps, basically her devotees are children. Helps with confidence and opportunities, and is really hardworking. There's no easy money with her. You can't just get money from her, but she will give you the opportunity to make your own money and give you basically the resources you need to provide for yourself and your family. She's a stern but loving mother. I'm not going to make a comparison because every time I make a comparison, it feels like appropriation to the max. So I'm not going to make a comparison to any other systems I work in. She's a stern but loving mother, and she's quick to forgive once we've learned our lessons. And the stern mother aspect is also something that appeals to me too, like the parent that wants to help you, but won't always do it in a way that is pleasing to you at the time or a way that's easy for you. And that's common with a lot of Loa that are parent-like. She accepts many kinds of gifts, and if given sincerely, she's not fussy about it like other Loa, as Kinaz Falan said. A lot of Loa really want specific gifts, but if you give her anything lovingly and devotedly, she'll accept it. That's some information that I've seen in other sources, but besides the information from Kinaz Falan. If you treat her with devotion, she will be a caring and powerful protector, one that will watch over you, and that will stay connected to you, as long as you devote yourself some of your time to her, and keep some things for her. Maybe even keep an altar piece for her, upon which you can place various items that she likes, an offering. But if you can't do that, what a lot of people say is basically have a cloth rolled up with her stuff in it, and you take it out, you put it on the table, and you kind of you light her candle, and you say appropriate prayers. Of course, recognize a lot of the time in Vodou you're recognizing the God from Christianity, but other times you're recognizing Bon Dieu, and Bon Dieu is kind of like the honored creator before the spirits. Kind of the good God is the definition. But there's a lot of pagan Vodou and a lot of Christian Vodou, Catholic Vodou. Well, not so much Christian as just Catholic Vodou. So there's a lot of give, and there's a lot of different kinds of people who practice Vodou. And you don't necessarily have to be Christian or pagan. You can be in other religions, but that's where you're going to find most of the devotees. Of course, don't put her altar or stuff next to her sister Freda's, because they do not like that when they're paired together in that way. And that is basically all that I have for my notes, and that was, a quick few points. But we've already gone for 10 minutes. But I'm gonna go ahead and from here, you'll see me outside, and I will make the Veve before I start the next video that this one will lead into. Basically, I'll just show you the short ceremony that I'm gonna do, and then I might not even necessarily give a big ending. I'll just show you how I'm going to carry out this Vodou ceremony. So I will see you in a second.
Ezili Dantor. Ezili Dantor. Ezili Dantor. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and glory, forever and ever. Amen. Ezili Dantor. Some say you are hijab, some say you are petro, some say you are neither. Ezili Dantor, fierce mother, who holds daggers and whose face is scarred, who first appeared at Boa Cayman. Vodou was founded in Haiti to throw off oppression. Ezili Dantor, I call upon you to accept these offerings. Zoli Masher, Li Masher, Li Masher. Zoli Masher, Li Masher, Li Masher. Zoli Masher, Li Masher, Li Masher. Ezili Dantor, I share this wine with you, this red wine. Ezili Dantor, I give you this knife in offering to you, Ezili Dantor. Your name engraved in it as an offering to you. My new Loa mother. You are a Loa who protects the oppressed, who is a fierce and passionate soul, defender of those wronged, and protector of those who need it. I devote myself to you, Ezili Dantor. These offerings are the first, but I wish to remain connected to you, Ezili Dantor. I introduce myself. My name is Hunter Salazar. Ezili Dantor, you are sometimes called Red Eye. You were portrayed in the Black Madonna. And these things but hint at you, Ezili Dantor. I ask that you help protect me in my own endeavors. Watch over me and show me opportunities wherever they lie. Ezili Dantor, stern mother, I thank you for receiving these things. Ezili Dantor, I share this cigarette with you. Sevi. So le mache. Le mache. Le mache. Ezili Dantor, I will set your Veve ablaze, that it may come to life. Through kerosene. Larger fluid. Ezili Dantor. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. Ezili Dantor. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. Ezili Dantor. Mother. Madre. When Sevi Loa. When Sevi Loa. Le Mache. Le Mache.
Le Marche. Zoli Marche. Le Marche. Le Marche.